Hello and welcome back to Quacktastic Pixels. Recently CIG released starcitizen 3.24 and that changed a lot. So the most important question I'm asked by a lot of people right now is panel salvaging still worth it and what exactly did they change? To find out, let's waste no time and jump straight into our Vulture to go in search of the first panels to find out what they did to the game. Alright, here we are. That looks pretty good. I get a signature of a 12,000 strong debris field, which awaits us. So for all of those who remember the display on the right hand side, the signature is now displayed in orange above the center of the screen. The markers, I think, also disappear a little bit faster than before, so just keep pinging happily to get them on the screen and have them stay there. What is immediately noticeable when approaching the panels, however, is that they are immediately visible. No more slow approaching until the panels appear just out of nowhere. Instead, you can recognize them immediately. A nice bug fix, I think, that was long overdue. So let's start salvaging the first panel here. For all of you who are new to starcitizen and want to know how salvaging works in general and what equipment is best used on the Vulture, you can still watch my previous video, which I'll link in the screen corner above, because that information is still valid. In any case, you can already say that the salvaging has become slower. Or, well, not necessarily the salvaging, but the yield per area is significantly lower. And I'm going to compare this to 3.23 so you get the difference here. So, just as a benchmark, in 3.23 you got around 3.8 SCU out of a small triangular panel, and you got around 8 SCU out of a large panel. So let's take a look where we end up now with a large panel in 3.24. Alright, so as you can see, unfortunately we no longer get 8 SCU out of a large panel, but only 5.7 SCU in this case. Let's take a look at the small triangular panel and see what that looks like. Alright, so this is the small triangular panel and we started at 7.9 SCU in the buffer. And when we finished this one, we have 10 SCU in the buffer, so 2.1 SCU instead of 3.8 SCU in 3.23. Well, that is quite a significant reduction, I think. So we can definitely say that it takes longer to fill the Vulture, as you can expect less yield per panel. But how exactly does this translate into money when selling it at the TDD? To check this and see whether we can still earn 500,000 alpha UEC per run, we're gonna fill both the Vulture and the buffer completely, because this way we can transport 37 SCU of RMC in one run without much effort. 24 SCU are going to be placed in the cargo hold, on the grid and off the grid, and then we're just going to fill the buffer again and print the remaining 13 SCU off the buffer in the hangar as soon as we've landed. So let's head up to the hangar. Alright, so now we'll just distribute our cargo into the freight elevator and then transfer it to the warehouse. I'm gonna do this manually in this case so that we can see the gross profit without incurring charges for like automatic freight unloading. Well, isn't that a beautiful view of all the containers? You can easily harvest this whole lot of containers in just one run with the Vulture. If you take some time and space and rearrange the containers from the outside, you could even like fit 3 more containers on the ship. But for me, I think the additional time required to do this is not really worth it, so we'll just limit ourselves here to the yield of the 37 SCU that we've just collected in space, or that we've printed in space, and we're going to go to the TDD now and see what we get out of those 37 SCU. Alright, welcome now to the TDD. This is where the money is made. And as you can see, we're getting 12.72k alpha UEC for 1 SCU in 3.24. In 3.23 it was still 14.63k alpha UEC per SCU, so we see a little bit of reduction here as well, which I would roughly estimate at around 15% in comparison to what we got in 3.23. And as you can see, I still have some old stock in the warehouse, which is why I'm showing 41 SCUs that I could sell, but I'm going to reduce this now to the 37 SCU that we actually salvaged in this run, so that we have an exact comparison here. And as you can see, we now receive exactly 470,600 alpha UEC when we're going to sell our 37 containers. Despite everything, I think this is still not a bad figure. In version 3.23 we had a yield of 541,310 alpha UEC with the same quantity, so that equals difference of around 70k alpha UEC in comparison to the previous version. But nonetheless, I think all in all this is still a very good value, and anyone who wants to earn money in Star Citizen still has a good opportunity in this game, even if salvaging now takes a little longer because you get less income per panel. But in my opinion, panel salvaging is still one of the best ways to earn money, relatively stress-free in this game. I hope this summary has helped you, and if it did, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so that you will be informed directly about my new content in the future. And on that note, have fun in Star Citizen, see you on the next video.